Hey friends, I'm down here in my library and I saw a video today, uh, early this morning or yesterday. Might have been this morning, I'm not sure, it's all blurry. But within the last 24 hours, that these Marxists out here, these radical leftists, the very ones that Joe McCarthy warned us about decades ago, in all 50 states, including Hawaii and Alaska, they were going to have so called protests. What they really meant were there going to be riots going on, so-called protests. Just they didn't give a rat's ass when Comrade Biden, groping Joe Biden, as I used to call him, was ruining the country. Really did a lot of damage. I mean, the woke tards in the state of Washington, which I have a lot of family up there that I haven't talked to in years. But has those people forgot when old groping Joe Biden, or some people call him Comrade Biden, when he was in office, did they forget about the $9 a gallon gas prices up there? Have they conveniently forgot about it? And for 40 years, Donald Trump has been saying, back when he was just a regular everyday businessman, he said he's sick and tired of the country being ripped off. But the commie crats are saying, we love seeing the country ripped off. And the stuff that Doge found out, and now they're putting hits on Elon Musk because he uncovered the bullshit they were pulling. Pardon my lingo. I'm sorry. I don't care. Elon Musk uncovered the bullshit they've been pulling for decades. All these dead people still getting Social Security. I wonder whose bank accounts they were going into. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and a whole bunch of you others. And it reminded me of some books I've read. Some I have books on audio. When the country goes into complete collapse, and if the commie-crats and all these leftist Marxist bastards have their way, it's going to happen. James Wesley Rawls wrote this book many years ago. It's called The Patriots. There's a 5-book series, which I have up here. The same time frame, different stories, some of the stories overlaps. Survivors, another good one, along the same series. Liberators, a really good one. A lot of stories that happened in a fictional setting, of course, but this very well could have been prophecy in the making. A lot of stuff that happened in Canada was mentioned there. As we all know, Canada's got all kinds of problems. This one is called Founders. Same series. And the last one is called Expatriates. A lot of what happens in Australia. All kinds of problems there. Civil War II, the coming breakup of America. Invasion America by Alan D. Wang. Video I did a few years ago on my YouTube channel. I mentioned that. A lot of the stuff with the radical Islamists, that some of it was written in that book long before it happened. The Final Jihad by Martin Keating, one-time governor of Oklahoma, Frank Keating. This was his brother that wrote the book. This book was originally written before the Oklahoma City bombing. But because of something in this book, they recalled it and put a publication date after the Oklahoma City bombing. What was in here was what anybody who knows the history of the Oklahoma City bombing, which here in the next week or so is going to be 30 years ago. that happened. April 19th, 1995. The guy in the book, or let me back up. The guy in reality who they pinned it on was Tim McVeigh, pulled over for no license plate. In the book, the perpetrator of a bombing of a federal building in Oklahoma was named Tom McVeigh, pulled over for a broken taillight on a rural road. Some of these books I have, I know this book here, it's been trashed up one side and down the other, a fictional book written back in 1978, I believe it was, called The Turner Diaries. But so much of the stuff in this book, the stuff that leads up to what's happening, has already happened. The guy predicted by 1991 there was going to be $5 a gallon gas. Unfortunately, he was off a number of years by that, but it did happen. The rioting, the chaos, the drug epidemics. Hell, you can see on YouTube today, somebody just sent me a video of what Philadelphia looks like. It's horrifying. People just like this, literally standing there just like this. That's what happens when you get involved in drugs. Fentanyl, meth, heroin. A guy that used to be my tattoo artist back in California, and he was a real stand-up guy. And then I heard in 2006 he just dropped dead. I didn't know why till not too long ago. The owner of the tattoo parlor tattoo parlor don't exist anymore. It was sold. But the former owner of the tattoo parlor, somebody asked him if he remembers this guy. He said, "Yeah, I do." And said the guy had died of a heroin overdose. Family man, kids, supposed to be a stand-up guy, let himself get involved with that kind of crap and died in his house, just dropped dead. So many of these cities in the United States, LA, Portland, Seattle, Atlanta, New Orleans, Indianapolis, Louisville, Cincinnati, Baltimore, all over. Place looks like an absolute shithole. All these people who are strung out on dope. What the hell happened to this country? Makes you wonder if books like this were prophecy. No time like the present. This book here, good luck trying to find it. America spelled with a K. They made a TV series about this. Same title, except there was something in the book they didn't put in the movie. And I've done videos on it. It's on my YouTube channel under Prologue. It's been a couple years since I did it. But the thing they put in the book, they did not put in the movie, was there was an EMP attack that wiped out the grid. And next thing you know, that was a easy way to do an invasion. We've been hearing the term EMP for years now, but back when that book was written, back in 1986, didn't even hear the word EMP. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to happen. But you know, people like myself, a lot of far-right militia groups, those who still maintain a brain and didn't let themselves get sucked into the crap that all the leftist a-holes buy into. A lot of these folks who've been able to maintain up here and just faded off into obscurity, but they still do what they need to do. They still prepare. Now, some folks, we don't advertise who we are or what we have. That's just something you don't do. Because the no good, rotten, thieving bastards, a lot of these punk asses, God knows what they're going to do to you if they find out you have goodies because you've been advertising. Don't advertise what you have. Don't say, hey man, I got this nice big gun. Next time you go to work, you come home, your house has been broken into, and that thing you were showing off has now disappeared, along with what else you might have. But anyway, there's been a lot of books and movies that have been written about the coming times. After Ruby Ridge, Idaho in 1992, and not Oklahoma, but Waco, Texas in 1993. Then you had the rise of the militias, and that scared the living crap out of them, out of the elitists. And now all the woke-tards, all the leftists who were in politics, elected officials, they've gone apeshit trying to get your firearms. Don't give them up. I saw a video years ago that people from Australia, and the guy looked right at the camera and said, we're telling our brothers and sisters in the United States, don't give up your firearms. We did, and look what happened to us. Thugs and criminals, they don't give a rat's ass about laws, much less gun laws. They don't care at all. They're thugs beyond thugs. Because soon as our guns disappear, then the real horror show begins. These books that I've been showing you, and there are countless books like this, that people of all categories have been warning us for decades. During the 1980s and 90s, the far-right groups, you know, the so-called Wayfifth, white supremacist, you know, all those BS words, White Patriot Party, Aryan Nations, a lot of those groups, they told us back then what was going to happen. What they have said back then, we are seeing today and have seen for some time. We were warned back then. The leftist agenda has been out of control for a long time. And when I just saw that video less than 24 hours ago, was there some clown who's named Levine, who is the founder of whatever the hell group name he has. And they're talking about over 1,300 so-called protests in all 50 states. That's a key for riots. And one of these days, a lot of these regular everyday folks, call them far right if you want to, I don't care. Everyday folks are sick and tired of what the hell's going on. These little leftist Marxist bastards destroying everything in sight, and nothing ever seems to get done to them. You're going to go to some of these small towns, and all you're going to provide those people is a target-rich environment. They won't hesitate. Maybe if there was several hundred you bastards found dangling on the end of a rope, maybe fed to the frickin' hogs, and you get a bunch of other your buddies come in there and start blowing the shit out of them too. Enough is a frickin' enough. They were showing on that video, they're now importing these Marxist bastards by airplane. Whole entire plane loads going to places just so they can riot and demonstrate and blah, blah, blah. Who the hell paid for that? Who is paying for these sons of bitches to come into your town and destroy it? Some of these books, as far as I'm concerned, they're prophecy. I could care less about anybody's Marxist leftist opinion. Books like the Turner Diaries, I can see it happen. Maybe not the way it ended up in the end, but I can see a lot of it happening. Where people are just going to take the gloves off and say, be damned. And these swaggering, arrogant Marxist prosecutors say, sons of bitches, you come after us, you're next. I can see it happening. I can really see it happening. Not sure if I have many others. I've got books all over the damn place about this very kind of thing. I've got lots of them. But the way that video was talking, looks like 2025 very well could be the year this country goes into complete anarchy. Be prepared, friends. Joe McCarthy warned us about this. Other people warned us about this. Those hated far-right groups back in the 1980s and 90s warned us about this. The militias warned us about this. People have made movies and written books about this. Be prepared. It looks like now the left is going into overdrive to burn the country down. They were fine as long as groping Joe Biden was doing every stupid thing he could do to try and destroy this country. Now that Trump's trying to put it back on the right track, they're going into overdrive. The left, all they're going to do is provide good people, rational people who, they're going to make rational people do irrational things. But hey, it's happened before. Revolutionary War, War of 1812, War between the states. People are sick and tired of it. And sometimes, unfortunately, the only way to get the left's attention is to start killing them. Reality is reality. Sometimes that's the only damn thing those bastards understand. Please share this video. Thanks.